Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It's about 4 something in the morning. I just spent like a half an hour on the phone with one of my neighbors who is a sergeant in the El Paso Police Department. And I know this may sound strange to some of you, but I live in an area where there's a lot of firefighters, a lot of, damn, I wish I had a tissue, a lot of firefighters, a lot of police officers, a lot of federal agency officers. They call it Federal Hill for a reason. And if I had known that when I moved in here, I might not have moved in here. But anyways, I have been given officially, I'm just getting my paper towel so I can blow my nose. I've been officially given I guess what they call it, a pass, because I turned out to be an okay neighbor and I haven't caused too much trouble here. So let me get to the point. And this is about immigration, but it's more about the things that people don't really understand that men have to go through in order to be successful in life. And I'm going to lean over and blow my nose. There are a lot of things the women may or may not understand. But I can't speak for women. I'm not trying to speak for women, so I'll just get to the point. This man has been almost 30 years in the El Paso Police Department. He's been hurt a few times. He's trying to get promoted before he decides to punch out, and he works down in South Central El Paso, and that's the part of El Paso that borders Juarez, the city of Juarez, and the Rio Grande's the only thing separating us from that. And there's a few checkpoints to get across, but you can walk across. It's not that hard to break into the United States. And for like the last month, he's been talking about, yeah, things are getting real crazy down here, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he told me this morning that he's worried about what's going to happen Wednesday night and to whenever the 12th is. I think it's Wednesday night and Thursday, that they're afraid they're going to be overrun down at the checkpoint. And I don't know if you know a lot about the police officers, but there aren't like 1 to every 10 people. There's like 1 to a few thousand, maybe 10,000 people in the area. And my numbers may be off, but he was saying, what do they think we can do as police officers if, say, 5 to 10,000 people run, just bum rushes and come over us? He said he's worried some of his guys are talking about not coming in, he called it the blue flu. So that a bunch of them are just going to take that day off, both days off, Wednesday and Thursday off now. The point of my saying this is he just wanted to talk to somebody. And he knew what I had done in the military, so we're quasi in the same bit about a risk, taking risk with their lives. There are things that are inherent in trying to be a good man that people who aren't good men and people who aren't women may or may not understand, and that is that we have to deal with a lot more of the violence and the horrific things that happen in the world as a whole, by and large, in general principles. And every once in a while, even hard case guys need to be reassured that we're going to be able to get through this. Now, we're all going to get through this. We're going to have a rough time down here from probably mid-Wednesday of next week for quite a while. And on top of that, there's another caravan coming. But there is nothing wrong with being honest about I don't want to say he was afraid. He's not afraid. Concerned. He has kids in college, his wife. He's trying to do the right thing. And well, the thing is, I mean, if you think about it, if you're like, and they have one to a car down here, so and if there's a training officer and a rookie, then they have two to a car, but they're usually one to a car, especially if he's a supervisor. And can you imagine coming down the street and seeing like 1,000 people coming towards you, and nobody's going to listen to you? I mean, he speaks Spanish, good Spanish. I'm going to blow my nose again. But it's just, things aren't horribly bad. Things aren't absolutely out of control. Do I think our government, federal government, could do more? Yes. Do I think that either side, anybody in the political arena will try to use this as an advantage or as a gotcha point to get somebody, rather than just fucking try to work together and solve the problem? So the rest of us in the civilian community, it's just going to happen. And I will make sure, well, my wife works downtown. And anyways, so I worry about it, but I'm not going to let it keep me from living my life. And that's the basic gist of our conversation. I mean, he had a cup of coffee and with me, and we just sat and talked for a little bit. But no. It's okay if you're a guy and you have emotions. If you don't present yourself as weak, to be compassionate, to be empathetic, to be understanding, to be a good listener, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a sign of weakness. A sign of weakness is cowardice. A sign of weakness means that you don't understand the two types of courage, which are moral courage and physical courage. And those are not multiple choice, depending on how you feel. When we've gotten shelled and stuff like that, I know people peed their pants, pooped their pants, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm getting way off the subject. There's nothing wrong with you being a guy and realizing that you have a lot to lose and you don't want to risk it. There's nothing wrong with that. People don't stick around long enough to just telling you it's okay. You don't have to be hard as woodpecker lips for your whole life. You can have misgivings. You must, though, be very careful who you speak to. That's why I say we don't talk too much. We don't tell our life stories to people, but if you can find somebody to confide in and talk to them, it's always a little bit better to do that with somebody you trust than to just be out there talking around, because there are some wicked, vicious people out there. All right? You guys stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. I'm just telling you it's okay. It's okay. We'll get through this. The sun's still coming up. The planet's still spinning. We'll be all right. It'll be rough, mind you. And you're going to see all kinds of crazy stories in that, but they don't have like picks and axes and torches, and they're not trying to come over here and kick our doors in or do anything like that. Mostly because we all have guns. So, Michael Barton and G-String from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.